Let me ask you something. Think about the last time you held yourself back. Maybe you didn't speak up when you should have. Maybe you didn't start something you wanted to. Maybe you just sat there when you knew deep down you should act. What stopped you? If you are honest with yourself, it was fear. Fear of failure, fear of what people will think, fear of being wrong. And here is what it means. Swami Vivekananda, over 130 years ago, said that this fear, this one thing, is literally destroying your life. Not metaphorically, literally. He called it the single biggest enemy a human being can have. And he had a very specific and very direct answer for it. That's what this video is about. We live in a world that constantly makes us feel small. Social media shows us people who seem more successful, more confident, more sorted. School taught us to be afraid of being wrong. Our families, sometimes with the best intentions, planted seeds of doubt in us. Don't take risks. What will people say? Play it safe. And so, most of us walk around carrying this invisible weight, this quiet, constant fear that stops us from living fully. We think this fear is protecting us. We think it's being realistic. But Vivekananda said something that completely broke my thinking when I first read it. He said, and I am quoting directly from volume 1 of the complete works, the greatest sin is to think yourself weak. Not lying, not cheating, not any of the conventional sins we were taught about. The greatest sin, thinking yourself weak. That hit differently. To understand why he said this, you need to understand what Vivekananda believed about the nature of every human being. He believed, based on Vedanta philosophy, that every single person is born with an infinite potential. Not gifted people, not special people, every person. He wrote in volume 1, all the powers in the universe are already ours. It is we who have put our hands before our eyes and cry that it is dark. All the powers in the universe are already ours. It is we who have put our hands before our eyes and cry that it is dark. And what we do? We cover our own eyes and then we complain about the darkness. According to Vivekananda, fear is that hand over our eyes. It is self-imposed blindness. You are not weak, you were never weak, but fear has convinced you that you are weak. And here is where it gets even more powerful. He didn't just say fear is uncomfortable. He said fear is death, fear is sin, fear is hell, fear is unrighteousness, fear is wrong life. Every single one of those words, death, sin, hell, unrighteousness, he used all of them for fear. Why so absolute? Because Vivekananda had seen what fear does to a person over a lifetime. It slowly kills them, not their body, but their potential, their spirit, their aliveness. A person who lives in fear never truly lives. Now, more self-help content will stop here and say, just be confident, believe in yourself. But Vivekananda goes deeper. He gives a philosophical foundation to stand on when fear comes. He says, stand up, be bold, be strong, take the whole responsibility on your own shoulders, and know that you are the creator of your own destiny. Stand up, be bold, be strong, take the whole responsibility on your own shoulders, and know that you are the creator of your own destiny. Notice what he's saying. He is not saying pretend the fear isn't real. He is not saying pretend the fear isn't real. He is not saying fake it. He is saying take the complete responsibility, because the moment you accept that you are the creator of your destiny, fear loses its grip. Fear lives in the gap between you and something out there, the failure out there, the judgment out there, the uncertain future out there. When you take complete ownership, that gap closes. There is nothing to fear when you know whatever happens, I created it, and I can create differently. Let me tell you one story from Vivekananda's own life. In 1893, he traveled to America with almost no money, no contacts, no guaranteed speaking slot at the Parliament of Religions in Chicago. He didn't even have a proper letter of introduction. He almost didn't get to speak at all. But on September 11, 1893, he stood in front of 7,000 people. Most of them had never seen an Indian monk before. He had no prepared speech, no notes, nothing. And when his turn came, he stood up and he said, "Sisters and brothers of America." Those 4 words, the audience erupted. A 2 minute standing ovation before he had even said anything of. Why? Because there was zero fear. In those 4 words, zero apology, zero hedging, zero smallness. He didn't say, "Ladies and gentlemen, I am just a poor monk from India. Please bear with me." He called 7,000 strangers his family from the very first breath. That is what fearlessness looks like in practice. So, what do you actually do with all of this? Vivekananda gives you one practice. It's in volume 1, the Raja Yoga section. He says the path to fearlessness begins in the mind. When a fearful thought comes, you don't suppress it, you don't fight it, you step back and observe it. And you ask yourself this one question: is this fear coming from the truth about me, or from a story I have been told about me? Carefully listen to the question. Is this fear coming from the truth about me, or from a story I have been told about me? Almost always it is a story. You are not smart enough, a story. You will fail, a story. People will judge you, a story. You are not that story. That is what Vivekananda means when he says the greatest sin is thinking yourself weak. You are not weak. You have simply been believing a story that says you are. Starting today, catch that story, name it, and then choose differently. Swami Vivekananda wrote all of this in 1890s, over 130 years ago, and I am reading it today feeling like he wrote it for exactly this moment. I am going through all volumes of the complete works of Swami Vivekananda and making a video on everything I find. If this helped you, subscribe and share this with one person who needs to hear it right now. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.